Welcome Trek Amal. Why am I speaking Afrikaans? Well, I don't know why I'm speaking Afrikaans, but what I do know is why are you not subscribed to this channel? Hit that notification icon, hit it, subscribe if you want real rugby commentary from actual real rugby fans like myself. But we all know why you're here. Another round of Major League Rugby officially in the books. You want to get the scores, you want to know the standings, you want to know the predictions, and that's why you're here. So let's get right into it. Starting off the week properly, Tukwila, Washington. It's just outside of Seattle. We had the winless Carolina Anthem, still looking for that first victory, heading into a red-hot Seattle team. And this one I had predicted quite a hiding by Seattle, but it actually kept pretty interesting there, and we'll go ahead and get it started off. First try of the game, Daquan Perry at the 12th minute crosses over. Sam Windsor does convert it 7-0, 13 minutes into this one. Namibian international Cliven Laubser does get a penalty at the 24th minute, so it is 7-3 at the 24th minute. 2 minutes later, violation by Carolina. Sam Windsor makes him pay, makes it 10-3 at the 26th minute. And heading into the half, we get an absolutely amazing try from Dom Yakovino.
Put a booming kick in.
Here we go.
So Anthem going to have a little run. Here's Lobsher. Will step and go from him. He gets through one. Reese with a try-saving tackle. But Waitokia is going to get it out to this man. Kurandrani over the line. Critical try.
Saw there, started by the deep run by Cliven Laubser, offloads, and the try. Unfortunately, he does fail to convert. But we go into the half at 10-8. This is a very, very tight affair at halftime. But unfortunately, the second half comes around and... it becomes a Seattle game real quick. Starting out with the All-American Joe Tafati getting a try at the 54th minute. Sam Windsor does not convert, but 4 minutes later, Sam Windsor gets one of his own and does convert his own at the 59th minute. Hugh Taylor, the former Dragon and Warrior, Dragons and URC Warriors, Worcester Warriors there in the Premiership, gets his own try at the 67th minute. Sam Windsor does convert. And just kind of an all for not one at the 79th minute with Waitokia, the Kiwi, getting the try at the 79th minute for the Anthem. Laubser does fail to convert. I don't even know if he even tried. 29-13, the final score. Seattle moves to 8-1, while the Anthem of Carolina moved to 0-9. Next week, Seattle will be at NOLA, and the Anthem will welcome Houston. Next up, we had a battle in the East as DC Glory headed down to South Beach to take on the Miami Sharks. Miami, still the expansion team as well, has had a couple of wins, but they've come few and far between, while Old Glory DC has been just trying to find a little bit of stability in their form. And I expected this one to be quite the shootout, and I was definitely a bit shocked by the final score here. But this one got started off at the 17th minute with William Talatayana getting the try for them, and they do fail to convert, but it's 5-0, 17 minutes into this one. A lot of back and forth, horrible conditions, a rain-drenched field, raining most of the game. But then we get this amazing try, turnover deep in the DC end, and Manuel Ardaro does get the try. He's an Uruguayan international, and Videla does convert. So we go into the half with Miami leading 7-5. We come out in the second half, and Videla adds another penalty goal to increase that lead over DC, but it wasn't going to last very long. Argentine and former Ionox winger Axel Mueller does get a try at the 78th minute. Jason Robertson does convert, and that's really all they needed to get the victory this weekend. What a, kind of a low-scoring affair, 13-10. DC improves to 3-4-2, while Miami falls to 2-7. DC will be at Chicago next weekend, and the Sharks will welcome the Utah Warriors. Next up, we had the Houston SaberCats, the Western Division leading Houston SaberCats, heading up north to Salt Lake City to take on the Utah Warriors. And this one was an interesting one as well. This one got started off pretty quickly, though, with AJ Alatimu at the 27th minute getting a penalty. He does nail it. It's 3-0 at the 27th minute. Then followed up just a couple of minutes later by who I believe is potentially the rookie of the year in MLR this season, Seth Smith getting the try at the 33rd minute, and AJ Alatimu does convert, so it's 10-0 at the 34th minute. Heading into the sheds, Utah does get a penalty that goes their way, and Joel Hodgson converts, so we're at 10-3 at halftime in this one from Salt Lake City. Second half comes out, and Sam Hill, the former Shark, the former Chief, Sail Shark, and Chiefs and the Premiership, the Englishman, gets a try at the 43rd minute. Unfortunately, Alatimu does miss the conversion. A couple of minutes later, Drew Wild gets a try, and Alatimu does convert on that one. You don't see any more scoring for Utah until the 56th minute when Frank LaCour does get the try at the 52nd minute. Joel Hodgson does convert on that one. And then at the 59th minute, we get USA Eagle Matt Jensen with this.
To about with the good clean out. Utah inside the 22. With lots of numbers. Hodgson, direct run. Off to Jensen. Goes backwards, grabs it. Goes towards the try zone and scores. What a play by the USA Eagle Matt Jensen.
They were not going to spoil this one. 2 players off for Houston, so you've got a 2-player advantage. And, man, the Warriors are just playing fast. They threw that ball infield real quick off that kick downfield. Hodgson finds the gap, and then Jensen, how about this? Those are basketball skills. We saw him box out
What
earlier.
a beauty from the USA Eagle Matt Jensen, and Hodgson does convert. And this is a very, very tight game here, ladies and gentlemen. But it comes down to the end. Dominic Aquina does get the try at the 61st minute. AJ Alatimu does convert, and we're thinking, okay, what's going to happen here? Is this all going to go one way? Bradford does add a try late in the game, and Hodgson does convert, but it's just not enough at the end of the game as the score falls, as Utah falls to Houston by a score of 29-24. Next week, Utah will be at Miami. They fall to 4-5, and Houston, Pote Human, Heineke Meyer, doing their thing down there in the Space City at 8-1. And they will be at Carolina next weekend. Another Eastern Division clash this week as the division-leading Free Jacks welcomed the Chicago Hounds to New England there. And this one I predicted a Free Jacks victory. I sometimes like it when I'm proved wrong. But this one got started off at the 8th minute with Kanal Boomer getting a try for the Chicago Hounds. Unfortunately, Adrian Carrollson does fail to convert on that one. Setu Baker gets a try off a line-out at the 16th minute. The former Tasman Mako man, Jason Petros, does not convert on that one either. Adrian Carrollson gets a penalty his way at the 21st minute and does kick it through. 2 minutes later, Jason Petros, the MVP from last year, does kick it through at the 27th minute. And then finally, we get a try for Chicago again at the 36th minute. USA Eagle Dylan Fawcett off the line out at the 36th minute. And we go into the sheds 13-8 at halftime. This one is anyone's game at the half. We come back out in the second half. McLean Jones gets a try almost immediately at the 41st minute for Chicago. Adrian Carrollson does convert, looking like Chicago is really keeping themselves in this one. And then Paulo Balacana gets his first try of the day with this team.
Use it! Higgins implored to use it by a referee, Federico Anselmi. Hauled in by Morgan Puturangi. Offload to Paula Balacana, and down the stretch he comes.
And that is an absolutely beautiful counter.
What a nice one there. Unfortunately, Petros does fail to convert on that one. 2 back-to-back penalties at the 53rd and 60th minute for Adrian Carrollson, Chicago. When that kid's on fire, that kid's on fire. I know. I'm very good friends with him. Balacana does add his second at the 65th minute. Petros does convert. And at the 80th minute, New England pressuring deep, down by 6, needing something to get back in it and possibly win this game. and they commit a penalty at the 80th minute. Carrollson gets the ball in the restart, kicks it out, and it is game. So Chicago gets a win over New England at New England. Chicago moves to 5-3-1. They will be welcoming DC to Chicago next week, and the Free Jacks have a bye at 6-3 now. And the fifth and final game on the weekend, we had the talk of the town, man. The talk of the town. Were we going to get to see, at 41 years young, Matt Giteau? I'm actually just a few days older than that guy, so I'm going to call him a kid. No, he literally, his birthday is like 7 days after mine. But you have Ma'anonu, San Diego. This is kind of like the old legends. I mean, after the game, guys were taking photos with Matt Giteau because he's a legend, man. He's a Wallabies legend, and so is Ma'anonu for the All Blacks. But this one, I'll have some comments at the end of this one about this one. But this one got started off Captain Geronimo Gomez Vara, or as Geronigo, as I used to call him last year, gets a try at the 7th minute. Tincho Elias, the Argentine as well, does convert. It's 7-0 at the 8th minute. Lincoln McClutchy gets a penalty the way of San Diego at the 13th minute. He does kick, and it's clean, so it is 7-3 at this point, 13 minutes into it. And, Tupou Afangia does get a try for San Diego at the 18th minute. McClutchy does convert. Costly mistakes by the Jackals. So absolutely beautiful. 22nd minute, just a couple of minutes after the McClutchy conversion, we get this beauty from Vohan Isaacs.
Happy to have the services of the inside center. And yes, out wide, Isaacs, a bit of space. Here they come, Malenkin with the line break, still on his feet. The USA U20 has the offload, and Vogan Isaacs has the try.
That kid is absolutely having a great season here. It's his first year playing in the United States, and I can't say enough good things about Vohan Isaacs. What a beauty there. Unfortunately, Elias does fail to convert on that one. 2 minutes later, USA Eagle Ryan James. He's the San Diego kid. He's from San Diego, playing for San Diego, and plays for the USA Eagles. He crosses at the 24th minute. McClutchy does convert. And we go into the sheds at 17-12 with San Diego having the lead. Come back out in the second half, a little bit of back and forth. 54th minute, Geronimo Gomez Vara, the captain, does get his second of the day. Elias does convert, and it's getting closer and closer here. We do take the lead with that one, and we're thinking, hey, man, is Dallas going to be able to do this? Couple of costly discipline things that kind of cost them in the end. But the 58th minute, McClutchy, Dallas penalty, he kicks for 3. And then on comes the young man, the kid, Matt Giteau, comes into the game. And just a couple of minutes after coming into the game, penalty on Dallas, he kicks. And of course, I mean, it's Matt Giteau, man. I mean, come on, dude. Like, he's got the faux hawk. It's just, he's going to make it, dude. Even at 41, he's still going to make it. Tommy Milanos does get a try late at the 66th minute, and I'm thinking Dallas has the lead at this point. Dallas can close this one out. But a yellow card followed by, as soon as Geronimo Gomez comes back on the pitch, another yellow card to the prop for Dallas for intentional knock-on. And that's all San Diego needed. Justice Sears-Duru, the Canadian international, crosses over the 79th minute, and Giteau, of course, converts, and we end up with the final score of 30-24. Dallas falls to 4-5. They will welcome LA next week, Hispanic Heritage Night at Choctaw, and San Diego has the bye at 6-3. Now this one, the officiating was really bad in the second half. Now, Dallas had multiple opportunities deep in the scoring area and would just knock the ball on or turn the ball over. Got to clean up those little odds and ends for Dallas to keep remaining on a decent trajectory for the rest of the season. But, you got to hand it to San Diego bringing in Matt Giteau the way they did. But, what a great little game that was. Now we get a chance to take a look at the standings where they stand after this week. Of course, the West still being dominated by the SaberCats, but only having a single point lead over the Seattle Seawolves. followed shortly by San Diego and then Dallas. These are the 4 playoff eligible teams at the moment. But high on the hills, Utah Warriors only 2 points behind Dallas, and then RFC Los Angeles rounds out the Western Division. Going over to the East, a little different picture there. We've got New England Free Jacks with 30 points at 6-3, but only 3 points behind them, the Chicago Hounds. After that victory, that's a good bit of momentum for the Chicago Hounds, followed by the NOLA Gold, and only 1 point behind the NOLA Gold, the DC, Old Glory DC. And then you have the Sharks and the Anthem rounding out the Eastern Division. Now, for the part that everybody seems to want to watch, I post the clips of it on my TikTok, whatever, and it's always the thing that people want to check out to see what my predictions are. They were pretty bad last week, but we'll give it another go this week. Starting off this week, we have, oh man, the Anthem welcoming Houston. Yeah, it's going to be Houston all the way. Houston by at least 16. I'll go with that. Then we've got Dallas welcoming Los Angeles. It's going to be Dallas all day on this one. They'll get their second home victory of the year, and I will take Dallas by 12 points. Then we've got Seattle heading to NOLA. NOLA needs to win. NOLA needs to win. Seattle needs to win. I'm going to give it to Seattle by about 10. I still think it's going to be a pretty tight game, though. And then we've got DC heading to Chicago, and I think it's going to be all Chicago in this one. And then last but not least, we've got Utah at Miami, and give me Utah. Give me Utah. I'll give Utah and 14 points. So let me know what you guys think down in the comments section on those. But as we always end these videos, if you would love to follow along with Major League Rugby, a simple Google search, it'll pop up. All it takes is an email address, and you can follow along to all the exciting action from the United States only professional rugby competition. So I appreciate you guys for watching these videos. Give the thumbs up, subscribe, and everything. And who knows, maybe I'll see you pitch side.